Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Boyd E. Karns Gymnasium here on the campus of Lake Mary High School. We're glad to have you out here with us this evening because it is the Ron Peters Wrestling Tournament of Champions. Look at this arena. It is filling up for an evening of wrestling. We are super excited to have everybody here tonight. I got a Ram News TV production with me. They are here getting ready. It's been a little bit chaotic because it's been 2 days of wrestling, and now we're on to the tournament finals, the number 1 and number 2 from all 14 weight categories. In just a few moments, well, maybe just a little bit sooner, he'll be coming in just a minute. This is my co-host. He's doing some last-minute arrangements for the evening. He'll be back in just a bit, and I'll be able to introduce him. But as I said, it is the 33rd annual Ron Peters Wrestling Tournament of Champions here on the campus of Lake Mary High School. I'm one of your co-hosts this evening. I'm Luther Davis. I'm a physics and astronomy teacher here. But I also like promoting the spirit of Ram Nation by doing broadcasting of football games and such. And you know what? For the first time, I said, you know what? Let's go and do a wrestling match. And what better wrestling match to do than the Ron Peters Tournament of Champions, 33-year history, one of the toughest wrestling tournaments in the state of Florida. So I just got done getting set up. I know I got a little bit of a late start, but you can see everyone else is doing final minute preparations. But as the night goes on, we'll have some things to assist. We'll have the players the wrestlers, we'll have their names there on the scoreboard for you with either the red band or the green band. And then we'll have a ticker down below. I've already pre-populated that ticker with the last names and schools of all the wrestlers that are coming up in the 14 individual matches. We'll be starting with the 106-pound weight class and moving all the way up to the heavyweights towards the end. So yes, it'll be 14 matches that we'll get to watch tonight, and that's going to be pretty exciting. We got different camera angles. We're going to do some interviews of our winners, but you know what? There's a lot that goes on in putting together a tournament like this. So what I'd like to do is play a video that I recorded earlier the week with Lake Mary High School's head wrestling coach, Tony Segretario, and that will give you a little bit of perspective on some of the workings of what the wrestlers will get to experience tonight as they take on the drive to the championship for the Ron Peters Tournament of Champions. So let's play that video. Hello everybody, I'm here with Lake Mary High School's head wrestling coach, Anthony Segretario. Anthony, thanks for meeting with me.
Nice to meet you.
You excited about this weekend? I think there's some big plans here.
I am pumped. I cannot tell you how excited we are here at the wrestling program here at Lake Mary High School about the tournament. It's 33 years in the making. We're taking it in a new direction this year, doing a lot of really cool things. Really excited. Tournament. I wrestled in it when I was in high school. Coming here, being a part of this tradition it's a big undertaking. It's you're taking the reins for the first time is huge. So there is a little bit of nervousness. I've been running around like a madman for the past few days trying to make sure everything comes together. But we're really excited and so happy that we get a chance to take this over.
What's the tournament tonight going to be like for the athletes?
So for the athletes, we have spared no expense when it comes to changing the direction of how people see wrestling as a sport. Traditionally, we have done a big finals at night, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. We got away from that as a sport here locally for a while. People kind of want to just go through, do the finals, and get out. But now we're getting to the point where we're trying to bring some of those really cool, interesting aspects back. So we, like I said, we spared no expense. We went out and got a $6,000 lighting system. We have sound. We have you guys doing the commentary. It's so interesting, so exciting for our wrestlers and for our athletes to come be a part of this. I think they're going to really enjoy it. It's a real treat for them.
You said you actually are a former participant of this event.
Indeed, I am.
What is it like stepping out in the Boyd E. Karns Gymnasium here at Lake Mary High School for the Ron Peters Tournament of Champions? Walking out, getting all ready to go, and you're going to do the handshake and everything. What's that like?
Oh man, coming back to this place, being a part of this environment is fantastic. I cannot wait. It's going to be a different feeling because I'm coming in as the coach, as the tournament director. But these boys are going to have such a great time tonight, and I can't wait for them to see kind of all the good things that we have in store for them. 100%. We got teams from all the way up in the Panhandle. We got teams from the East Coast. We got Lake Highland Prep, one of the best teams in the nation, best programs in the nation, coming in. We got a lot of Seminole County teams. We have teams from all over Central Florida. We have a wide grouping of talent in wrestling styles from all across the state, which has always made us truly unique. I think we're sitting at right now 22, 23 teams total, which is in and of itself a huge undertaking to have that many people, that many teams come in, all different varying wrestling styles. It's going to be a great night of wrestling for everybody watching.
Well, Doug Peters and I are very excited about the finals coming up in just a few moments. We got our 14 weight classes, and boom, they're going to go out there and determine the order, who's the champion, who's second place there. We're very excited about the commentary. We know you put a lot of work into this. But the last question is, you wake up Sunday morning, exhausted and tired. What is it that you hope the athletes left with after participating in this tournament?
So the biggest thing is I want each athlete to look at their coach and say, are we going again next year? That's the biggest thing. I want them to leave our tournament and say that was so much fun. That was such an exciting moment. The lights, the sounds, the pageantry, the walk of champions, all the stuff that we do for those athletes. We want their teams and their coaches to kind of all rally around and say, "Hey, God, we got to be back in the TOC next year." That's our goal. Sunday morning I wake up and I got to go do a kids tournament, so there's no rest for the weary for me. But those kids are going to have a great time. They're going to wake up, hopefully, get rested and get ready for the state series.
Well, we're really looking forward to it. Here's a pre-congratulations for all the effort that you put together. I wish you the best. I wish all the athletes the best. And as a head coach of Lake Mary Rams, we just got to end with, I'm a Ram, you're a Ram. Go Rams! We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Again, it is the Ron Peters Tournament of Champions, the 33rd annual. As I said earlier, I'm Luther Davis, a physics and astronomy teacher here. You might be saying, well, not much of a wrestler, and that is true, but I am standing here with something that's super special. Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Doug Peters, and I am the son of Ron Peters, which is a tournament it's been named after. And I could not be more proud to be here working with you, like we worked on a number of events. So I know it's going to be a classy night. I'm really looking forward to it. We've got some great teams here tonight, Luther. It's going to be really exciting.
So this tournament has quite a history, does it not? The 33rd annual.
33rd annual, and it even goes back farther than that before it was named after my dad. We started actually the tournament champions in, I think, 1984, 85. So it's got a great history, some of the toughest teams in the state. This is actually tougher than the state championships.
So listen, ladies and gentlemen, tonight Doug Peters is going to be the go-to source for all the wrestling. And it's not just because it was named after his father, this tournament, but you know, you're a wrestling coach and a wrestler in high school. I think you were like a 4-sport varsity athlete, but wrestling was your go-to sport because you were an NCAA national champion, were you not?
Yes, thank you very much for all the promos, but yes, I wrestled at UCF. I wrestled at Lyman High School right here in Seminole County, which I'm very proud of. Had a nice career there that got me a college scholarship at the University of Central Florida. So I'm proud to have been an All-American out there, and was able to come back after wrestling. And Don T. Reynolds, who's the first principal, hired me as a wrestling coach here to be an assistant with Frank Schwartz, who is one of the best wrestling coaches in the state of Florida.
Oh, without a doubt. To hear a little bit more about that, Doug and I got to sit down in a little bit less of a chaotic environment earlier in the week to learn a little bit about the history of the tournament. While they're setting up, we'll go ahead and play that tape, and while you kind of get ready for your announcing duties tonight, give your breath a little more of a rest.
I'll take a search and I'll be ready to go.
There we go. So we're going to roll an interview. We'll cut out of that interview if they start getting things rolling right behind us.
Doug, thank you for meeting with me in this nice environment we have here with a bunch of your wrestling accolades in the past and stuff. And as a coach at Lake Mary High School, there's a lot of rich history and tradition of the Ron Peters Tournament of Champions. Tell us a little bit about your perspective in time as a head wrestling coach and what the tournament brings to the School of Lake Mary and the surrounding community of Florida.
Well, I'm just first, let me say thank you for doing this. It's really an honor to even be talking about this so many years after I haven't been the wrestling coach, and there's been a couple of coaches between us. But when I look back and I start seeing some of the old articles and some things you've had me get out, I'm very, very proud of the things that went on in the early days of the wrestling. We accomplished an awful lot, 11 straight conference championships, 11 straight district regional state championships, and one of the best programs in the state. So I'm really proud of that because the kids bought into it. And I know we're having an interview here, but when I look at some of the pictures of the former Lake Mary wrestlers that went through this program, it's really about them and about the crowds that would come and see the product that we put out in our gym about Lake Mary wrestling. And when they left, it was an experience. And most of the time it was a successful experience for us, but nothing made me more proud to go to another event and someone come up to me and go, wow, the Tournament of Champions, that was something.
Mm-hmm. So let's just jump right into it. It's the Ron Peters Tournament of Champions. You're Doug Peters. Who's this Ron Peters guy?
Oh, Ron Peters is my greatest example. He was really awesome parent. Both my parents were, and they had a brother and I had a sister that were very good athletes as well. My brother was a really good wrestler, and I was a few years older than him, and he always had to live up to what people said about me, but he was actually a great wrestler, and my sister was an All-American softball player. They both went to Lake Howell High School. So we were within 4 years of each other, so my parents would have to divide and conquer. You know, when I have a match on a Tuesday night, they were going across town to see my sister and my brother. So I had awesome parents, as we all do. They would, not only did they transfer from when I was an athlete, but when I became a coach, they also became at every match, every football game, in the stands. The wrestling team asked if they could name the Tournament of Champions and rename it Doug Peters Tournament of Champions.
Doug Peters.
Yes. And I was totally honored. They did that at a
Doug, thank you for meeting with me in this nice environment we have here with a bunch of your wrestling accolades in the past and stuff. And as a coach at Lake Mary High School, there's a lot of rich history and tradition of the Ron Peters Tournament of Champions. Tell us a little bit about your perspective in time as a head wrestling coach and what the tournament brings to the School of Lake Mary and the surrounding community of Florida.
Well, I'm just first, let me say thank you for doing.
I know that the Tournament of Champions is all based upon history and trying to get everything involved and making it a special moment for all those wrestlers. And you know, your dad helped provide some of that atmosphere and assisted you as a coach and all that stuff. You've been very modest because you are quite an accomplished wrestler and athlete yourself. And I think it's kind of neat that you still look at the tournament in terms of what it does for the participants and then the people that help you with the tournament. But briefly, would you like to tell us a little bit about some of your accolades? I'm pulling this out. I'm sorry, you're not one to brag, but I think it kind of lets people know a little bit about some of the history that kind of got this tournament started.
Well, in his history speaking wise, Frank Schwartz was the actual first head wrestling coach. And I was lucky enough to, my brother went to Lake Howell High School. Frank had been the head coach at Lake Howell High School. I was wrestling at the time, FTU, which was Florida Technological University in 1977, soon to be UCF. And in those days, UCF had one of the top 10 wrestling programs in the country. And a lot of the greatest teams would come to UCF and wrestle us and we would host some tournaments because they wanted to come here and then go to Disney. They wanted to come here and then go to the beaches and so forth. So we had Iowa, University of Kentucky, Alabama, Florida had a team at the time, and we competed with all those teams. I was lucky enough to be on a team. Coach Jerry Gurley, who we just honored not too long ago, was our head coach. And my record in high school was 130 wins and 4 losses. And I was able to get a college scholarship to go to UCF. I finished going to the national championships and did quite well in my college years, and I was fortunate enough to be named to the NCAA College National Hall of Fame for wrestling, and I'm very proud of that. I was a 4-time state champion in college when we had some of the very best teams in the state. Even Florida State had a team, Miami had a team, and so forth. So I'm real proud of that. But I was proud to get, going back to Frank Schwartz, he came to Lake Mary in 1981 and actually started the program. I was just finishing the Olympic trials in 1980 and had a picture in the paper. Mr. Reynolds saw it. He says, and called me, he says, I really would like you to coach wrestling at Lake Mary High School. So that really was the start. When Coach Schwartz retired, I took it over. He and I had worked well together as a head coach and an assistant, and we just had great success.
So I guess the reason I wanted you to talk a little bit about yourself is I hope you recognize that it's the Ron Peters Tournament Champion, but it still has the name Peters on.
It still has Peters.
And I know your dad's the type of person that would like to know that it's kind of shared a little bit with you.
Well, my dad was old school. He was a patriot. United States Air Force, flew in Korea, got the Purple Heart at 22 and 23 years old, flying through the mountains of Korea, and he would be he is honored big time. This is, when you put your name on something like that, and then it to be so quality and a tough tournament. It's just not a patsy tournament. It's one of the best in the state each year, and a lot of people want to come back and see our beautiful school and a great reputation for athletics and academics and so forth. When they leave here, it's a great experience, and there's so many people, our wrestling parents, that dedicate their time to scorekeeping, setting up the hospitality room, setting up the mat. There's no tougher event than to host a wrestling tournament of this type.
Well, I hope the people at home are excited about tonight's finals. I know the wrestlers are getting excited. They've had 2 days of wrestling, and now we got the number 1, number 2 heading off with all the 14 weight classes. And Doug, listen, I just want to say it was great talking to you. And I really appreciate you spending some time and talking a little bit about your father and some of the past history of the wrestling tournament and some of the great coaches we've had. Frank Schwartz, yourself, Jamie Foley, and now Anthony Segretario putting on today's tournament.
It's going to be great. It's going to be an absolute awesome tournament. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to the lights going out, and we're going to hear a little of the Rocky, I think.
Oh, there we go.
It's going to be awesome. The kids are going to love it.
Mm-hmm. Well, as representatives of Lake Mary and Lake Mary High School, there's only one way to end a typical interview. Go Rams!
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That was my interview with Doug earlier. But what you're looking at right now is the last-minute preparations for the tournament here. This is from our huddle camera here in the gym, looking across the center mat, so to speak. I'm over here way in the upper right-hand side, kind of trying to wave my best at you. You might not see me behind some of that glowing of all the lights and stuff because Anthony Segretario, who we saw the interview earlier, has kind of put some effort into kind of making this special for the wrestlers tonight. He's got light show, he's got smoke, he's got all sorts of things. So that's all pretty exciting coming up. Doug Peters is getting ready to start off our festivities with our opening tournament walk as the 1 and 2 seeded players as they come walking in for their final matchup to determine the tournament championship. They are outside right now getting staged. So yes, we're just a few minutes behind schedule. But what we'll do is we'll just take a few moments and we'll go ahead and maybe do some crowd shots from different camera perspectives and stuff to kind of give you an idea of our pre-tournament setup here. So yeah, the crowd's coming in. It's been 2 days of wrestling here at Lake Mary High School. I was actually still teaching my physics classes yesterday afternoon, and I came down between classes to check out some of the wrestling action, and everybody was going at it, having a good time. And then when I left school, they were doing it. Last night they were wrestling, and all this morning they had the consolation and semifinal rounds, getting ready for tonight's big matchup of the entire championship weight classes. We will be beginning with the 106-pound weight class, going through the 113, 120, 126, 132, 138, 145, 152, 160, 170, 182, 195, 220, and up to our 285. So here we got Doug Peters back with us. He's, you know, the reigning go-to expert of wrestling and athletics here at Lake Mary High School as a retired athletic director. What do you think about the job Tony's done so far?
It's been outstanding. He's got a lot of pressure on him. We've got a program that's had a lot of success and a great tradition. We've got a few snags. It's the first time he's done this. So what we're getting ready to do, and I'm going to have to leave you for him another minute or two, but what we're getting ready to do is organize the champions, and they're going to come out in what they call in wrestling is a face-off, much like they do in hockey. And we're gonna do that in just a few minutes. So I'm going to need to take off Luther and organize that, and you're going to see all the champions. So it'll be whoever wins tonight will obviously be the champion, and the runner-up will be the second place, and then we will actually award the awards 1 through 5. So looking forward to that.
So I know you were here a little bit yesterday afternoon and spent some time this morning as well. We actually didn't cross paths. What did you think of some of the action that you got to see?
Oh, like I said, it's outstanding. You have schools like Lake Highland Prep that actually are not in the Florida high school activities anymore. They travel all over the country wrestling, and they've got a fantastic program. And then you have other schools like Haggerty, Winter Park, Lake Mary, A number of schools that are just very competitive, and it's been outstanding, much like it would be at the state championships.
Yeah, we got some competitors from Winter Park and
Yep.
Sandalwood, Westport, Haggerty, Oviedo, Mount Dora. We got, let's see what else. So Winter Park, I'm not sure if I mentioned them,
Yeah.
but as you said, Lake Highland, not an FHSAA, travel around the nation doing their stuff.
Yep. And
Just
winning
tonight
everywhere they go.
alone, They're probably in just about every matchup you're going to see, either on
In the
one side or
finals.
the other. So.
Yeah, it's tough. As a matter of fact, in one of the matches, they have a B team. They'll be wrestling Lake Highland versus Lake Highland. I believe it's the 170-pound weight class.
Okay, well, that'll be exciting to watch. Well, listen, Doug, thanks for stopping in again real quick.
I'll be
But
back
I
in
know
about 5 minutes.
You're going to be back in about 5 minutes, and
Yep.
you're going to spend the rest of the evening with us,
Yep.
commentating on the wrestling and all that stuff. And, hey, we're lucky to have you. Thank you so
very
much,
much.
Doug. Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, so they're moving along here as I look out into the crowd. The crowd is filling in. They're testing out the lights and getting ready for the dramatic face-off, as Doug called it. When all the competitors come in, I see all the refs giving thumbs up to the tournament director, Anthony Segretario, so that's all good news. I think there's a buzz in there. I think people are excited. You might see on the camera screen itself, whoa, here we go. So that was Doug, and he was asking all of the wrestlers if at this time they could move out into the room adjacent to the gym so he can stage them for their grand entrance, face-off, national anthem, and all our pre-match festivities. Well, I'm sure that you're maybe getting a little tired of me just kind of rambling on here. I have a few technical things that I'm going to work on. There in the foreground, you see me down below, I'm waving my left hand. We got kind of a neat setup here with various cameras, and we got the Ram News here to help us out. In fact, I actually have a Ram News promo as a quick time device where I can eat up a little bit of time, but also throw a little bit of a shout out to our Ram News. So I just have to find that real quick. Just give me one moment.
You're watching.
You're watching.
You're watching.
You're watching.
You're watching.
You are watching WRAM TV.
So yeah, I actually have some RAM students here with me this evening. I'm trying to work on my audio volume. I'll try to get that situated. Actually, I might be able to do something about it right now. It's froze up, but I'm working on that. But we got Vincent Lepore and Dash Davis here with us this evening up in the stands. Actually, let me see if I can pull up a camera that you might be able to see a little bit better. Oh, you can't see it, but if you look on the far side there, there's the bleachers, the horizontal lines. In the upper right-hand corner, they're actually up on top of the bleachers. Actually, I know a way I can show you. Here I am with our broadcasting little studio right next to the rink here. And if I look behind, up there in the stands are Dash and Vincent Yeah, they've been crawling up and down as they've helped set up this entire technical production this evening, so we're kind of excited about that. But this is actually going to be our interview station as well. When some of the winners from tonight, if they want to come over and talk to Doug or I a little bit about their win, this is our little broadcasting studio interview booth, I guess you could say. And we can kind of get some, whoa, you're, that didn't really pertain to us per se, but as I said, at this camera here, we'll be able to do interview with some of the winners if they want to come and choose to speak a little bit about their match and how it went and progressed and whatnot. So kind of excited about that. I'm still working on the audio quality, so why don't I just go ahead and back to the huddle camera for a bit and give you an opportunity to relax while they do their last minute preparations and I kind of work on the audio quality here. Test, test. Okay, so I got the audio situation worked out a little bit better, so you'll be able to hear me down here, courtside, match side. Yeah, you're on live TV. What's up, Luge?
We're on live TV?
Yeah, hey, Greg, why don't I take advantage, be somewhat spontaneous here. Here, come up. Why don't you guys introduce yourself?
I'm Greg Luge.
A student at Lake Mary High School.
Yes, a student at Lake Mary High School.
Grade?
12th.
I'm Nicholas Gezzi, student at Lake Mary High School. I'm in 12th grade.
I taught Nick physics last year. And who do we have over here? Come on over.
Alexander Morgan.
Alexander Morgan. Well, listen, you guys, some of you guys play football. Yep. Now you're over here wrestling. We're going to switch cameras. Why don't you guys just come stand right here? I want to tell you a little bit. I'm actually practicing. This is where the winners are going to come over. No offense, but right now you can pretend you're the winners, the grand champions of the entire event. But here we go. So we're live on YouTube. Live on YouTube right now. It's a little pre-game show, I guess you could say. And I know we're supposed to kick off at 5 o'clock, so I'm just eating up time now. So why don't you tell me a little bit about your wrestling here at Lake Mary High School and how you felt about the tournament this year?
I mean, I did all right. 6th place. Could have done better. But I was in blood round the whole time. I won like 6 matches. Did all right.
Are you exhausted?
Just very tired. I went home and showered.
Yeah, there's quite a stiff competition here, is there not? 23 schools. Were you up against the Lake Highland?
No, we didn't have anyone in my weight class.
And what weight class is that?
152.
You look more like the 170. Jeez, working out. Well, congratulations on your effort, the 6 wrestling matches. And what position was it?
6th place.
Nice job. Congratulations, Nick. Proud of you. Greg, tell us a little bit how it went for you.
I didn't wrestle this year.
You didn't wrestle this year, so you're here as a spectator? Okay, well, look, I've never taught Greg, but I see you in the halls all the time. I always take the opportunity to say hi and all that stuff, but I thought you were wrestling this year. My bad. Are you here just to spectate tonight and hang out with your friends?
And my team.
Okay. Well, listen, you're a senior. I know my daughter's a senior here at Lake Mary High School, so you're going through all that emotions of leaving Lake Mary. What has your experience here at Lake Mary been like?
It's been pretty fun. As good as a high school can get.
Well, that's glad to hear. And Mr. Morgan, why don't you tell us a little bit about how things are going for you these days?
Just got out of football, so this is my first tournament on varsity. I've been JV the past few weeks. I'm very new to wrestling, so I'm getting the hang of it. Didn't do too well. I mean, I won a match, but besides that, this was more of a learning experience for me because I'm still kind of new to the whole thing.
Okay, well, every single person out here had their first match and their learning experiences and all that stuff and everything. But I think it's kind of neat for you to be around and watch this. I know Coach Secretario has put a lot of effort and time to try to make this special for all the athletes, regardless of when you are wrestled, you know, and what place you got. But listen, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. It was nice talking to you. Good to see you. Good to see you. And it was nice to meet you. Okay? Take care, fellas. So, ladies and gentlemen, some nice fellas. I'll be honest with you. I am not much of a expert when it comes to wrestling, but I am kind of a face of Lake Mary from many perspectives. I do the announcing for swimming, water polo, varsity football, and I just kind of take the opportunity all the time to try to, I guess you could say, show that there's some people here at Lake Mary that care about the athletes and students and give them an opportunity to kind of get some respect that they deserve. So when COVID came along a couple years ago, a buddy of mine, Steve DeSanto, another physics teacher, and I decided that we were going to broadcast our football games because we were the announcers. And so we broadcast our football games because of reduced stadium capacity seating. But then since that time, we've refined our technique a little bit. We are not professional broadcasters. What you see is clearly not a professional thing, but we're really trying to do a job where it gives the students an opportunity maybe later on go and watch their game or their match in replay and see how they may have competed and know that there were some people who here at Lake Mary High School kind of cared for the opportunity to broadcast their sporting event. And Tony Secretario, the coach of Lake Mary High School Wrestling, approached me in early December and said, hey, listen, do you know about the Ron Peters Tournament of Champions? Well, even though I'm not a wrestling expert, I know that the Tournament of Champions has a very rich history of being one of the premier tournaments in the state of Florida. And so I was aware of the tournament, and he says, well, listen, would you be interested in broadcasting this? And I said, you know what the heck, why don't I try something different? I've never broadcast a wrestling match, but I think as the night goes on, you'll see that along with Tony, who's trying to put up this light display and smoke machine and try to do all neat things for the athletes as they enter, I've tried to do a couple of creative things as well. At the bottom, you can already see one. We have a ticker that's rolling that will update as the matches progress. For instance, right now you can see it's the fourth match is upcoming. It will be the 126-pound. And we got the athlete Aranda from Lake Highland versus Duany from Lake Brantley. And then you see the fifth round, the sixth, the seventh, and it will progress through all 14 rounds. Then, as the rounds progress, I will put the results in that ticker as well. And when the athletes are actually wrestling, you'll see that the athlete's name will be there, and I'll try to update the points as I see the score in the gym. And we'll give you some audio feedback in terms of the timing and all that stuff, how that's going on. But listen, I'm going to switch back to the huddle camera because I already see a couple typos in my ticker down there, and I'll go and get those fixed. I'm a one-man show right now until my co-host, the expert of everything wrestling, Doug Peters, gets back, but he's, again, organizing those wrestlers for their grand entrance. So, ladies and gentlemen, I haven't forgotten about you, but I took a few moments to put in some of the first names that I was able to do there on the ticker down below. I don't have all of them, though, but I was able to get many of them. The athletes were provided some bio sheets earlier today, and we were able to take what we had to try to provide a little bit more information down there. You can see, again, like they're upcoming in the third round at the 120-pounders is Ruano from Forest versus Perez from Westport. And then we have some other ones coming up as well. It doesn't look like it's updated. I'm going to see if I can get that done for sure right now. Here we go. Here, this will do it. I'm pretty sure. Let's put a P and then a... There we go. I got some of my first names populated there for you. I'm looking around, and it does look like they are a little bit closer. Doug Peters, our co-host and announcer for the evening for here in the gym, is over here getting some papers. I know we were supposed to start at 5, so I've been trying to eat up a little bit of time with you all. We did play our interview earlier tonight with Tony Secretario, the head coach of Lake Mary High School's wrestling team and tournament director, and then Doug Peters, the son of Ron Peters, the namesake of the tournament here. There is a lot of chitter chatter, but the wrestlers have been going at it for 2 days now. We finally reached the finals, but it doesn't look like the spectators are showing any signs of wearing down. They're over there chit-chatting and all this stuff. Some of them have a long drive to do tonight. You know, we got teams from the Panhandle and whatnot, but it looks like everyone's kind of, you know, anticipating the moment when these athletes come in for the introduction and the face-off national anthem, and then we'll begin with our 106-pound weight class. You can see down there on the ticker, our final match will be the 285 pounds. We have Holy St. Melis from Wekiva versus Miguel Suarez from Mount Dora. And then that will conclude this evening's festivities, but we still have 13 matches before we get to that one there. I'm also going to take another timeout, why not, to actually try to set up a little bit more about our scoring system. I was waiting for the final the scoring mechanism to be situated so I can actually maybe populate some of that information for you down below. So we're just in standby mode right now. I thank everyone for tuning in that's interested in the 33rd annual Ron Peters Tournament of Champions, but we're not wrestling quite yet. So, ladies and gentlemen, they look like they're getting just even a bit closer. I hear some people saying, hey, just give me the signal and I'm ready to go. So we are close to starting this.
His opponent, 106, Egahan Yilder. At 113 pounds, Charlie DeSena from Lake Highland Prep. His opponent at 113 from Sandalwood Senior High School, Justin Robinson. 120 pounds, Aiden Ruano from Forest High School. His opponent, Gianne Perez, West Orange High School. At 126 pounds, Daniel Aranda, Lake Highland Prep. At 132 pounds, from Haggerty High School, Nicholas Blake. From Lake Highland Prep, Colin Becerra. At 138 from Seminole High School, Ryan Culbertson. At 145 from Lake Highland Prep, Jack DeSena. His opponent from Mount Monroe High School, DJ Rickard. At 152 from Winter Park, Joey Parker. At 152 from Oviedo High School, Luke Gunnar Borges. 160 pounds from Lake Highland Prep, Marion Nelson. His opponent from Haggerty High School, Camden Harrison. At 170 pounds from Lake Highland Prep, Omer Barak. His opponent from Lake Highland Prep, 170 pounds, golf. 182 pounds from Lake Highland Prep, Roman Tracy. His opponent at 182, Malachi Mista from Sandalwood. 195 pounds from Lake Highland Prep, Daniel Williams. His opponent from Haggerty High School, Hunter Tate. 220 pounds, Peyton Kramer from Lake Highland Prep. From Haggerty, Landon Rivas. And in the heavyweight division, from Wekiva High School, Holy Nellis. His opponent from Mount Laurel High School, Miguel Suarez, 285 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, please remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem. Up now, 106 pounds, from Winter Park High School, Jacob Rothman. Jacob is an 11th grader, 10 wins, 2 losses. He was a Pole C winner at the Danny Bryan Invitational. Ladies and gentlemen, Jacob Rothman. His opponent from Windermere High School, with a record of 14 wins, 2 losses, 10th grader, Eghon on Yilder. And for Winter Park High School, the champion, Jacob Lofton, 106-pound, tournament champion. Okay, the 5th place, 4th place, 3rd, runner-up and champion needs to report to the award stand. And those awards will be given out after this match. In the 113-pound weight class, from Lake Highland Prep, 9th grader Charlie Messina. Charlie is a champion of the Rocky Mountain Nationals, Invitational. His opponent from Sandalwood Senior High School, Justin Robinson, 10th grader, 17 wins, 2 losses. He was a champion at the Optimus Festival Tournament in Jacksonville, Florida. You need their names?
Hustle, do more work. Get your hands heavier. Lock your hands. Stretch them out. Come on, work, right away. Wrist. Tight. Elbow down. Tight with it. Get your hip up, get your knee up. Hip up, do it again. Charlie, drag it right now. Drag it. Hurry up, turn your head, drag it. Right. Harder, move your feet. Circle your feet. Move your feet. Good job. Finish up. Where you at? Hand fight. Snap and pulling. Come on, Nate. Charlie, cut him. Same stuff. Snap and pulling. 15, gotta get it. Drag it. Circle left. Charlie, elbow, right? Back 5. Elbow, right? Neutral.
We need Brown from Mount Dora. Machota at the award stand for 34th placers.
Hurry up, score.
Free up your elbow.
So there we go. Here's a timeout. We're taking the timeout by Sandalwood. They're, the one competitor's up 15-4 already, so there's kind of a dominant situation going on here, but not as quick as the last match, Doug. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, yeah, that was a fall. You're going to see some falls in this tonight, but you're going to see some close matches coming up as well. So that's what's great about wrestling. There's some really good wrestlers here. They are great at pinning people, but then there's some others that can put a lot of points on the board.
Yeah, and tonight, if you are going to get pinned just in the first 30 seconds, you're still second place at the Ron Peters Tournament Champions. You've gotten to this point here. It's just that you're up against some really stiff competition.
Yeah, and it might be the first time that somebody's made it to the finals, and just being in that ceremony and being in playing the Rocky and getting all that, this is what recruits people in the stands that want to wrestle. Some other students that maybe have never thought of wrestling before, they want to come out in this environment. It's very competitive, but it's worthwhile.
So we're doing our best to keep you guys up to date with the score and whatnot. I got a camera. I know people keep walking between it, but that kind of gives you an indication how it's progressing. We're about to begin the second round of this 113-pound weight class division between DeCina and Robinson from Lake Highland and Sandalwood, respectively. So here we go.
Can you hold it? Are we on? We appreciate everybody bearing with us. This is the first time we've done this, and it's a lot of activity, as you can see, that's going on. But right now, you got Charlie DeSena from Lake Highland Prep. Again, Lake Highland is one of the best programs in the entire country. They're here at the Ron Peters Tournament of Champions. But he's doing a great job right now and adding up some numbers. He's winning 15-6. The third period just began. And again, I think Luther may have told you that each of the periods are 2 minutes each. There's 3 periods. But here we go with Sandalwood making a move. But I'm afraid Charlie DeSena is just a little too much. He very good on top, in the top position. Here he just laid an escape. That's a point. You receive a point. They're both on their feet in what we call the neutral position. And there we go again. Charlie's very good on his feet, and he takes control. Another 2 points, 19-7. He's working close to a major decision where once he reaches a few more points here, then they will call the match as a major decision. Again, Charlie on top's looking to get a cradle, and he does have it. He's going to be getting, but that was a good fight. Justin's giving him a match, though. He's back on his feet, trying to get away. But Charlie's taking him back down, and another 2 points he's awarded. We're very close to a major decision. Charlie's got a DeSena on top, like from Lake Highland Prep's got an arm bar. That's one of the favorite moves we used here at Lake Mary High School. We were known for years and years. It's a very tough move, and he's going to get awarded back points. As you can see, the referee moves his hands. If he moves them twice, you get 2 points. If he moves them, counts 3, he gets 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Charlie DeSena from Lake Highland Prep a round of applause. Champion of the 2023 Ron Peters Tournament Champions. All right, we're ready to give the awards out for the 106-pound weight class. In 6th place from Lake Mary, Nathan Wall. In 5th place from Lake Brandy High School, Zayden Rodriguez. In 4th place from Mount Dora, Braden Brown. In 3rd place from Westport, Matthew Shoda. In runner-up from Windermere, Egan Newhar. Peters tournament champions, Jacob Rothman. And up now, the 120-pound weight class. Up now, Aiden Bruno of Forest High School. 11th grade, 7 wins, 0 losses. 2022 district champion, 2022 region champion. Is it placed in the innovative back solutions? He was the individual champion. Ladies and gentlemen, from Forest High School, Raiden Ruano. At 120, his opponent would be from West Orange High School, Giordani Perez. 10 wins for 10th grader. He has 7 wins, 2 losses. Champion at the 49th Annual Bill Scott Invitational Tournament at Lyman High School. Ladies and gentlemen, Giordani Perez. Okay, as you can see, Aiden Runano from Forest High School is in the lead right now. He's ahead by 2 and seems to have pretty good control on top position. Trying to pull the arm and get some back points. But Giordani Perez on the bottom from West Orange is not letting him get away with it right now. But there he goes. And he is getting back points. The referee is now waving his arms. 1, 2, 3. Probably going to get awarded 3 back points here. And he does. He gets 3 points. Score now going into the second period, 5 for Aiden Runano from Forest High School. And they choose the neutral position going into the second period. Stay heavy on that head. Drive over that. Circle the other way. 113 pound award stand. And we have a pin at 120 pounds from Forest High School. Aiden Milano. Let's give Aiden a round of applause. All right, 113 pound place winners, please report to the award stand. In fifth place, from Space Coast, Ashlyn Swanson. In fourth place, from Oviedo High School, Josh Savia. In third place, Lake Highland Prep, Colin Bell. Runner-up from Sandalwood Senior High School, Justin Robinson. And champion, the 2023 Ron Peters Tournament Champions, Charlie Yesenia from Lake Highland Prep. Up now, the 126 pound weight class. From Lake Brantley High School, a 10th grader with 14 wins, 3 losses. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome at 126 pounds, Dario Duane. His opponent at 126 pounds comes from Lake Highland Prep. Grade 11, wins, 16 wins, 6 losses. He is an IHSA, 2-time state place winner, USA National Recruiting Showcase, Illinois Freestyle, 3rd place in the state championships. Again, from Lake Highland Prep, Daniel Aranda. The 120-pound place winners should start reporting to the Olympic stand. The reports will be given out immediately following this match.
Short up your hook. Short it up. Short it up and use it. Get your head over there. Danny, more shots. Make them good ones. Good ones.
Okay, you see both wrestlers feeling each other out in the neutral position. Aranda has a single leg right now, trying to score with that. And it's 2 green. And now they're back in a neutral position. Dario Duane got a takedown in the beginning, but right away, Danny was able to get to his feet, and now it's 2-1.
Yeah, these two competitors seem like that they're pretty evenly matched compared to some of the other matches we've seen tonight. So this one might go the duration. I don't know. I know it's maybe a little too early to tell.
Yeah, that's what I was actually just going to say to you. They both look pretty evenly matched, both good on their feet. Rhonda seems to be controlling it a little bit. But now they're back in the neutral position. Both of these guys are underclassmen. Okay, deferred, and it looks like Danny Aranda is going to take the bottom position in the second period. And he's down 2-1 right now, but a lot of wrestling left to go here, Luther. This is one of those matches we were talking about that could be really competitive, really close right down to the last minute, last second. It's nice to see Lake Brantley back with doing some good things in the wrestling world. Jason Jesse is a first-year coach there, and I was able to wrestle with his dad at UCF. Randy Jesse was a great wrestling coach at a lot of different places, but known for sure at Bishop Moore High School. He was great. Again, I said he wrestled at FTU when it first started, and he and I are great friends. And his sons are state champions and just a great wrestling family. And now Jason is at Lake Brantley High School, and he's working with the ROTC program in his first year of coaching wrestling. So it's nice to see somebody in the finals from Brantley.
And that's great about the sport of wrestling. You know, once it gets in your blood, it kind of sticks with you. That's why you're a bit here tonight. You know what I mean? You know some of the old pedigree in terms of the current coaches here in the state of Florida, and you know a little bit about the history of some of the teams. You know, Lake Brantley does have their ups and downs, and Lake Highland, you know, is a predominant force here in the state and nation, but yet Brantley is kind of competitive right now.
And we got a pin there.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause to the champion, Danny Aranda, Lake Highland Prep, with a pin in the second period. And at 120 pounds, our place winners are in fifth place from Westport, Prince Valentine. In fourth place from Oviedo, Jesus Ramos. In third place from Liberty County, Jay Brown. Our runner-up from West Orange, Giovanni Perez. And the 2023 Ron Peters Tournament Champions champion in first place, Aiden Brunado from Forest High School. Up now, 132 pounds. A ninth grader with 27 wins, only 3 losses. An FAWA Middle School State Champion. 5th place in the Christmas Knockout Tournament from Haggerty High School. Nicholas Blake. And his opponent, a junior with 11 wins, 1 loss, runner-up in the Rumble at the Reservation Tournament, champion at the 2nd annual Rumble at CFWA, from Lake Highland Prep, Colin Casina. winners from the 126-pound weight class, please congregate in the Olympic stand so we can give the awards immediately following this match. 126-pounders in place, please report to the award stand.
So Doug, as a novice to the sport of wrestling here, one thing that I have admired is just how focused the athletes will get. And you can see it in their eyes. And, you know, when they're trying to eye up their opponent and figure out how am I going to kind of like attack to gain some type of advantage, they are like mentally challenging themselves to figure out the best way to go about doing that.
Yeah, they really are, and if you watch Lake Highland, you can see why they're so good. Their kids are really talented, even when they're in trouble, as you can see here. Colin Caserna is just doing a great job, and he rolled around, looked like he was getting in trouble, and now he's found himself on top. It's almost like a cat. You find, you know, when you drop a cat, and there he goes with a pin. It's going to be nice for Colin Caserna.
Round of applause for champion Colin Caserna from Lake Highland Prep. Winner by pin. Okay, I'm now at the 126-pound weight class. The awards are, in 5th place, from Seminole High School, Linnell Escalante. In 4th place, Benjamin Wollewu from Haggerty. In 3rd place, from West Orange High School, Raymond Haley. Runner-up from Lake Brantley High School, Dario Duane. And this year's champion of the 2023 Ron Peters Tournament of Champs is first place Danny Aranda from Lake Highland Prep. Up now at 138 pounds. With a senior with 3 wins, no losses. Last year district champion, Seminole Athletic Conference champion, and a state qualifier. Again, from Seminole High School, Ryan Culberson. His opponent, a senior with 10 wins, 2 losses, an NHCA All-American from Lake Highland Prep, 138-pounder Lewis Mason.
it sounds like a broken record right now when we're talking about Lake Island Prep, but they're back in control going into the second period here in just a minute.
They're just about in every match here, and they're already up 4-1 here. So here comes the end of the first period.
18 seconds.
They'll regroup.
I'm going to remind them later. Hey, 18 seconds, that was. 18 seconds of nothing. Nothing. Come on.
He kept his feet in bounds right there. You saw how he kept up on his toes so he didn't go out past the line. Got to give Seminole a lot of credit. They've got a program that's trying to build it back up. And so they got their work cut out for them when you're wrestling somebody as good as Lewis is from Lake Highland Prep.
So I know it was rare in your day, but there was probably times that you were up against an opponent, maybe in practice, playing with a heavier weight contender to kind of like give you some experience in what it might be like. What do you do in this case if you're already down by 4 in the second period to kind of put yourself in a position where you might be able to start getting a point or two?
You play a lot of defense, and that's what Ryan Culberson from Seminole is doing right now. He's reacting to what Lewis is doing, and they're in the neutral position, so that's why they call it the neutral position. Neither one has an advantage, but they both have a move or two that they're probably known for. And I think Ryan Culberson from Seminole is probably looking for his opportunity to hit him with his best move, what he practices. So he's the underdog, but every one of these guys that make it to the finals has one move you got to be really careful about.
And it's probably a move that they've used earlier in the tournament to get to this position.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. Definitely. But he's backing up a lot. He might get hit with a warning here in a minute if he doesn't attack more. I kind of see the referee thinking about giving him a warning for not being more aggressive on his feet.
Yeah, into the game, not so.
But he wants to be careful about being too, not to interrupt you, but he wants to be careful about being too aggressive too, because I'm sure that Lewis Brazen from Lake Highland Prep has a move up his sleeve as well.
But it's just that it's really not in the spirit of the competition to stall.
Right, exactly. And you get penalized for that, for sure. Okay, they're going to go into, they're still neutral position with 4 seconds left in the second period. Okay, Red has choice. Lake Highland has choice, and he's probably, I imagine, going to take, let's say, down. It's hard to hold someone down, so it's a lot of times wrestlers, most of the time, would want to take down, but he actually is taking the neutral position. Kind of surprising. At first, it looked like he was going to go down.
There's got to be substance.
We need 132-pound place winners to please report to the award stand.
There's got to be more attack.
They'll be awarded immediately after this match. And the 132-pound
Go get it.
wrestlers in place.
Right away. Cut him.
Okay, Lewis Brazen again from Lake Highland Prep taking control.
He's gassed.
8-2, and he's now let Ryan up to a neutral position again.
He's gassed. He's tired.
Lewis is starting to kind of get a little farther out. When it's 8-3, you don't want to be 2 scores away. Both of them trying to use an underhook, but there we go. There's a shot, but that's what happens too. Sometimes you can be too aggressive. Lewis scores 2, and then he lets Ryan up to the neutral position again, which gets you 1 point. Lewis Brazen just seems to be a little bit too much for him on his feet. He is an NHCA All-American, by the way. I don't know if you heard that when I was announcing him. So, high school All-American is pretty impressive.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And the place winners at 132 pounds. In 5th place, Bishopville High School, Andrew Volpolina. In 4th place, from Liberty County, Keaton Ellis. In 3rd place, from Windermere, Lucas Drone. In 2nd place, from Hagerty, Nicholas Blake. And this year's champion at 132 pounds, Colin Messina of Lake Highland Prep. And now at 145 pounds, a senior with 22 wins, no losses, champion of the Clash of Titans, first in the Golden Triangle Tournament, champion at the Bill Scott Lyman Christmas Tournament. From Mount Dora High School, D.J. Richards. His opponent is a junior with 10 wins, only 2 losses. He's a 2022 Spartan Death Camp winner. From Lake Highland Prep, Jack Messina.
Let's go, Jack. Pace, Jack, pace. Strong in your tie, strong. Keep facing there, all good. Strong, use your head, use your head. Pace, keep your facing there, let's go.
Again, this is 145 pounds. And again, another Lake Highland wrestler, Jack DeSena. And then from Mount Dora, you don't hear a whole lot about Mount Dora, but it's nice to see. I know their coach, Dave Kimmy, has been doing a good job over there. And his wrestler, DJ Richards, has his hands full, I'm sure, with Jack DeSena from Lake Highland. Both of them seem to be pretty stout on their feet.
Stay in there, stay in that hand fight. Clear it. Snap. Yeah, keep jabbing at him, keep jabbing at him. Up, hook. Strong in it, strong in your own hook, strong in it. Circle front,
They both have a wizard, what they call a wizard in high school and college wrestling. Neither has a advantage, so they're still in the neutral position.
Head up. You're fine, too strong.
And DJ's really cranking on that neck. They go out of bounds. We've got 30 seconds left, no score. Both of these two seem like very evenly matched, probably the best evenly matched match we've had all evening. No score, 22 seconds left. I got a feeling either one of these wrestlers probably have a move that they're counting on at some point during this match. 5 seconds. And we're going to move into the second period with no score. Very evenly called match right now. And it's going to be DeSena taking the down position.
You're already out. Good job.
Again, for those that haven't followed wrestling and trying to learn the rules as we go, there are 3 periods and there's 2 minutes in each period. So we've just gone through the first period. Now in the second period, minute 42 and counting. DJ Richards from Outdoor High School is riding and trying to control Lake Highlands wrestler Jack DeSena. And looks like DeSena's going to get away, not quite yet, but they're close to a neutral position. And not quite, they haven't been awarded the neutral position quite yet. There we go. Okay, it's going to be 1 point. The first point scored for this match is by Lake Highland Prep Jack DeSena, 145 pounds. Both trying to get an underhook and maybe work something from the underhook. Tell you what, DJ Richards seems to be a little bit stronger, but there's a shot by Jack DeSena from Lake Highland. Pretty good shot, but he's met with a pretty defensive counter from DJ. I was just telling everybody, this is probably the closest, most competitive match we've had tonight.
Yeah, we only got 15 seconds less in the first period. There's only been 1 point scored.
This is what they call a wizard position. If he can get out of that, then he's gonna score. And it's not much time, 4 seconds. This is where it gets exciting. A tough call by the referee. Oh,
I don't think
and they didn't award any points there. That could have gone either way. Okay, I think we have a blood timeout.
While we have a break, those officers that placed at the 138-pound weight class report to the award stand. Those awards will be given immediately following this match, so please make your way over to the award stand. The top 5 place winners in the 138-pound weight class.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen at home, we're on our 7th match of the 14 this evening at the 33rd Annual Ron Peters Tournament Champions. Every once in a while you might see in the background, we have a pretty decent crowd here tonight for the finals. The first and second place finishers are battling out to be the tournament champion. There's a bit of a fog in the atmosphere, and that's by no accident. Tony Secretario, Lake Mary coach, has a fog machine and lighting, and all the athletes get their school colors when they come in. It's the real deal.
It is a real deal. We have a great, like you said, a great crowd and a lot of excitement. Tough wrestling in this match, especially going into the third period, only 1 point scored. So again, they're in the neutral position for those that are still trying to learn wrestling terms and positions, but both these guys seem to be pretty good on their feet.
And I'll admit again, I'm one of those people that are trying to learn some of these wrestling terms. It's really a pleasure listening to you, Doug. You're very fluent when it comes to being able to commentate on all the action that's out there. It's a very exciting sport.
Well, I'm enjoying it. One thing, I'll throw some statistics at you that I hear through when I was coaching, that 1 6-minute wrestling match is equivalent to 8 football games in endurance.
So I was talking to some of the Lake Mary athletes that competed over the last couple of days. Unfortunately, they didn't make the competitors early in our pregame show. They stopped by, and some of these athletes had 6 matches already, and you could see that they were just physically exhausted.
Yeah. When you don't see them wrestling here, they're doing a lot of running, a lot of conditioning. I know that's what I did when I was in high school and college, especially. I actually ran cross country my last year to prepare for my senior year. This is pretty exciting right here. This is no control by either wrestler yet. You can see the referee throwing his arms out, says he does not see any control yet. We only got 40 seconds. We could have a overtime match here, our first overtime match of the night. 1-1. And you can see Lake Highlands, Jack DeSena trying to get on top, but they call that a stalemate. 27 seconds left, stalemate. They'll both start in the neutral position. Yeah. You're getting it. Very good. You got to be careful because you could just see that's what DJ did. He tried to
get one quick
DeSena
point
real
there,
quick.
and all of a sudden, if he's prepared for it, it could backfire a bit.
Yeah. Both wrestlers are probably thinking right now that they are going to take it into overtime.
Yeah, because they don't want to necessarily make a mistake and give up the match.
Right, exactly.
And it's overtime.
Our first overtime match.
And we have our first overtime match of the night between two really good wrestlers.
Action, buddy, action. Change up your time. Start here. Start. Come on, snap and pull it. Snap. Find his legs. Wrestle out of it. Wrestle out of it. Shoulder pop your hip. Come up in right position.
So overtime is sudden death, I understand, the way it works out here in wrestling. You got 1 minute, first person scores, boom.
That's the way it is, exactly. So it's nerve-wracking. 30 seconds left. Way to go. You got that down pat. But you can see both of them. That's what, again, a wizard. Could have something here. Oh. His feet are in bounds. That's the match.
That's the match.
Takedown.
Overtime.
Let's give both wrestlers a hand. Great match. Ladies and gentlemen, champion, Jack DeSena. Okay, we need our 138 pounders to please congregate here at the award stand. In fifth place, from Sandalwood Senior High School, Ricky Hicks. From Westport, Justino Morena, fourth place. In third place, from Oviedo High School, Jonathan Dishman. From Central High School, runner-up, Ryan Culberson. And the 2023 Ron Peters Tournament of Champions, champion Louis Bazin, Lake Highland Prep. Up now, the 152-pound weight class. A junior with 15 wins, 2 losses. Placed second in the Freedom IBT tournament. Placed second in the Palm Bay Classic. From Oviedo High School, Luke Benner Forges. And his opponent at 152 pounds is senior with 12 wins, 4 losses. 2022 district champion, 2022 Metro champion. He was a champion of the Falcon Christmas Classic. Ladies and gentlemen, from Winter Park High School, Joey Parker.
Okay, it looks like again we have pretty competitive finals in the 152-pound weight class. We've got a single leg shot and becomes a takedown. Most common move probably in wrestling is the single leg takedown, and Joey Parker from Winter Park did a really good job of that and awarded 2 points for a takedown. Gunner's trying to base up, get to his hands and knees, trying to get away, but Joey seems to have control. It looks like he's trying to get in a bar arm. Luke's just not going to let him do it. He's also throwing a half Nelson. You can see that left hand go over the neck right there. That's what they call a half Nelson in wrestling. And he went from the half, and he's controlling the wrist, which is really vital if you're going to be a good wrestler, is having great wrist control. We have a stalling warning for red. Got to give more action. That's the first stalling warning I've seen all night, actually. Got about 5 seconds left in the first period. It looks like we're going to go into the second period with a 2-0 lead by Joey Parker from Winter Park. And he is also calling for a nosebleed, I believe. So as you can see the clock, it starts at 5 minutes. And they, Winter Park's coaching staff and trainers, and by the way, our trainers are doing a great job here at Luther. They do a super job with football,
I know,
lacrosse, and now they've been here all weekend.
The hint
for
of a
wrestling.
nosebleed, and there's 5 people out here, our head trainer here,
Yep.
and they're on it. The health and the safety of the athletes are of utmost concern. And you know, when blood comes into the mix, you know, they need to get it taken care of. So that's why there's, as I said, 5 minutes to be able to make sure everything's going to get worked out here.
Yep. If what happens in 5 minutes they don't get it fixed, then it's a default.
Yeah,
So
a technical, like a technical.
Right. But it's, you know, in today's world, we saw a tragic thing happen that's actually turned into some good news. Is the Buffalo Bill defensive back that had the heart attack over the week.
And
last
unsung
week.
heroes are the ones that ran out there and
did what we're
essentially-
seeing here
exactly.
too. You know, our volunteers and our first responders, they just do a phenomenal job in the world of athletics. I mean, you just never know when you have a situation like that, and they're just so super prepared. It keeps us all in business.
Yeah, you know, with these contact sports, you know, you got to worry about concussions and, you know, just injuries to the shoulders, knees with some of these wrestling moves. I imagine are somewhat common, but they're trained to kind of like deal with some of that.
Yep. Oh, that was quick for Joey Parker from Winter Park. He got to the neutral position and now a 2-point takedown. So he got 3 points, escape and a takedown in about 5 seconds. He seems to be controlling Gunner a little bit more from the top position. I was just saying when you walked up that you'll notice the really good wrestlers, one thing that they have in common is they have wrist control. They have strong wrists, and they control the elbows, the other wrist, and it allows you to tilt and maybe get back points.
Yeah, you can see that it's almost planted like if it's a foot.
Yeah.
You know, it definitely gives them leverage and all that stuff. That pivot point's pretty important there.
Yep. Going on close to a minute left in the second period. Now we've already had one warning for stalling. I'm not kind of predicting it, but not want to predict it. But on bottom, they've got to do a little bit more on bottom. I think the referee's probably going to call a stalling warning here soon. And if he does, it's going to be an extra point for Joey Parker from Winter Park. Sometimes you get over, the top guy overpowers the bottom guy. The top's actually got to be always working for a pin. If he's not, then he can be called for stalling as well. .25 seconds left in the second period. Referee calls him out of bounds and brings him back to the middle of the mat. Gunner's going to take the down position. Again, Gunner's from Oviedo High School. We're very familiar with them, right, Luther?
Yeah, a Seminole Athletic Conference foe. I know we got Seminole and Lake Brantley here as well tonight. And it's kind of neat to see some of the Seminole athletic competition. Unfortunately, no Lake Mary Ram made the finals for this evening, but it's a little bit of an off year. But it's not an off year for the Ron Peters Tournament of Champions. We got some good competition going on here.
Yeah, we sure do. And,
so that completes the second period.
we're starting in the neutral position again, 2 minutes into the third period.
As you can see, Winter Park's up 5-0. Vito doesn't have a point yet. I'm sure he doesn't want to get skunked. Is there a term in wrestling for getting no points?
For giving no points?
For getting no points. You know, like skunk or, you know. We just don't talk about it. There we go. We just don't talk about it.
Wrestlers from the 145-pound weight class need to report to the award stand. We will start making the award presentations immediately following this match. 145 pounds, please report to the award stand.
Okay, Joey Parker seems to be taking over this match and was running an armbar. I think he's going to get some back points, and he does. He gets 2 back points, and it makes the score now 9-0 with 30 seconds left in the match. Joey's just overpowered Gunner during this match, but he is a senior. Gunner is only an 11th grader, so he'll have another year. He did make it to the finals, so that's going to be exciting for Gunner. I'm sure he's going to have a great junior year and then an even better senior year. 10 seconds left in the match.
With a score 9-0, this year's champion from Winter Park High School, Joey Parker. Give a round of both wrestlers who did a great job. Again, 145-pounders to the award stand. The top 5 place winners. In 5th place, from Okaiba, Seth Galvin. In 4th place, from West Orange, Lorenzo Morrow. From First Academy, Daniel Ward, 3rd place. Our runner-up from Mount Dora, D.J. Richards. And our champion from Lake Highland Prep, Jack DeSena, champion 2013, 2023 Monsters, Perfect champions, Jack DeSena, Lake Highland Prep.
He's already in Marion's ass.
Pounds. 160 pounds. At 160, 12th grader with 23 wins, only 7 losses. 2021 region champion. A 2022 region champion. Second in the States from Haggerty High School. His opponent is only a 9th grader. 13 wins, 2 losses. Champion of the 49th annual Bill Scott Christmas Tournament. The Prep Slam Tournament in Atlanta, he placed 4th. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lake Highland Prep, Marion Nelson.
Pull! Put his head back down. No, put his head back down. Seeing it.
So we have our first wrestler from Haggerty that is controlling a Lake Highland wrestler. Camden Harrison from Haggerty is up 2-0. And like I said, is controlling Marion Nelson from Lake Highland Prep pretty well. But they both look like strong wrestlers.
Hurry up, you gotta get to your feet. Hurry up.
Got about 30 seconds left in the opening period here, Luther. So we've got Haggerty for the first time. We've got a school that seems to be doing a pretty good job with a Lake Highland wrestler and controlling them. I haven't seen too many people on top of the Lake Highland wrestlers. So we got a stalling warning for red, which is Lake Highland. You're always going to get that call when you have your head down. And after about 15 or 20 seconds on the bottom, if you have your head down, the referee's probably going to call you for stalling.
Yeah, they're again, in the spirit of the competition, they want the athletes engaging and not just trying to prevent getting scored upon.
Yep. Here we go, starting the second period in the neutral position. See, this is where you, this is an injury time. Again, this might be a bloody nose, or this is actually where you could get concussions. It's almost like two bulls going at it, or two rams, you know. Yeah, Will kind of caught me off guard there. I thought she was calling you, but I would like to say hi to my fiance, Kathy, who is out there. Not sure if she's at home or she's with her daughter, Sarah, who has 4 beautiful grandbabies over there. And we spent a lot of time. They just moved here from Arizona, and we are just loving life to have them this close to us now so we can see them.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, I'm Luther Davis, a physics and astronomy teacher at Lake Mary, but I'm here with Doug Peters, former wrestling coach, athletic director, one of the first employees of Lake Mary High School when it opened in 1981, and he's the one that's providing the wealth of commentating for you this evening, where I'm kind of like learning and a little bit new to the sport, admittedly, but I'm learning a lot of the technology stuff. So Doug and I have a great partnership here with a lot of things that we do here at Lake Mary High School, and it's always great working with you, Doug.
I appreciate it. This is great. This is a new venture for us. And we have a pin in the second period, 1:26 into the second period.
And the champion from Akron High School with a pin at 1:26 in the second period, Camden Harrison. Congratulations, Camden. We're looking for the wrestlers in the 152-pound weight class. Top 5 place winners is 152-pound weight class. In 5th place, from Haggerty, Gavin Nelson. In 4th place, from Mount Dora, Colton Thicket. In 3rd place, from Oviedo, Lucas Foley. Our runner-up, from Oviedo High School, Luke Carlsberg. And our champion at 152 pounds, the 2023 Ron Peters Tournament Champions, Joseph Parker, Winter Park High School. £170. Okay, at 170 pounds, we have 2 wrestlers from Lake Highland Prep that will be going at it. An 11th grader with 20 wins, 5 losses, Florida State finalist. He's a 5-time judo national champion, and he made it to the round of 12 at the Powerade. From Lake Highland Prep, Omar Barak. His opponent, 170 pounds, from Lake Highland Prep, Ronan Gold. It looks like Ronnie Galt, Omar Barak is winning 4-2 right now.
Yeah, this is the match that you alluded to earlier in our pre-show, that Lake Highland 1-2, the B team.
Yeah, they actually have a B team too, and that's why they're really one of the best teams in the state and in the country, and we're honored to have them come here and wrestle. .30 seconds left in the first period. It's 4 with the green anklet, which is Omar Barak from Lake Highland Prep, and he's got his wrestling partner probably in his wrestling room each day at practice. They probably do a lot of this. I noticed that the coaching chairs are both vacant, so the coach is not going to sway one way or another for a winner. They're just going to let it happen, and it's going to be 6-2 going into the second period. Omar Barak is leading. And Red has choice. Red takes top position. Again, Red has choice. Took the top position when they flipped the coin. So Omar Barak is on the bottom. These guys probably wrestle each other in the wrestling room and probably wrestle off for this position every match.
Exactly. So that's kind of an interesting thing when you have the same team against the same. I mean, the teams. Hold on, there's some action there. They kind of know their ins and outs a little bit, and that's kind of a different psyche as opposed to an opponent that you might only have some video on or rumor or something like that.
Yeah, pretty competitive. Not sure what grade Ronnie Galt is, but Omar is just a junior. But I was just saying, I noticed the coaches are not going to lean one way or another. They've vacated both sides of the chairs. They're not doing any coaching. They're just going to let the guys wrestle.
I also think it's important to note that this is the 170-pound weight class. We haven't gotten up to my weight class yet.
Are we still? We're over 170, huh?
And
I know the feeling. And we got about 1:20 left in the second period. And what's unique too with the sport of wrestling is, for example, Omar, he just let Ronnie go, and they're in the neutral position. But Omar's a 5-time judo national champion. And I remember when I was in college, I did a number of things to improve my skills on my feet, and one of them was jiu-jitsu, karate, those kinds of sports that help build your endurance, but also your eye-hand coordination, and just makes you an overall better wrestler. It's going to be 2 takedown again, and an escape, 1 for Red, makes the score 12-5. About 20 seconds left in the second period. There's a shot by Ronnie. He's not giving up. And I'll just tell you, Luke, I really enjoy all the things that we do together.
Well, as I've admitted several times, I'm not much of a expert when it comes to wrestling, but when Tony came to me and said, hey, I'd like you to broadcast this thing because you do a great job with the football games, and he says, and Doug's going to be your co-host, I said that's the only reason I would agree to do such a thing, because you're tremendously awesome, and it has always been a pleasure working with you with not just this event, but we have a long history of doing various special things for the community of Lake Mary and the school as well.
Yeah, we definitely love the school, and I want to tell you this too, Amir. I love your jacket. I didn't know if I told you that or not.
Wait, you got the same jacket?
We shop at the same place.
There's
a Hall of Fame store.
There's a bit of a story behind that, but we do look quite dapper.
Well, let me put an asterisk on the information that you're avoiding, but I just want to say congratulations. You were inducted into the second Hall of Fame that the Lake Mary Athletic Booster Club has done, and you were not only were you inducted, but you hosted it, and it was a marvelous event that we had in our gym. Believe it or not, it's hard to believe that was done in this gym when you look at it now.
This gym transforms from one thing to another, and we had like 300 people here. It was essentially a national marquee type event. We're talking the wedding of all weddings, and it was a pleasure, and it was nice having you in the room as a member of the first Hall of Fame class of Lake Mary High School Booster Club.
Did I lead you to that a little bit?
I knew you were fishing.
Omar's got a
back to here. Yeah.
He's got what they call a head and arm, and that's really leads to mostly pins, and that's what happened just now with 42 seconds left.
There we go. Well, and they're going to help each other up.
Ladies and gentlemen, our champion at 170 pounds. Let's give both White Collar wrestlers a round of applause. Great job, guys. And the winner, Omar Barak, Lake Highland Prep at 170 pounds. We need the 160-pound place winners to please report to the award stand. 160 pounds. And now, at 160 pounds, the place winners are, in 5th place, from Mount Dora High School, Anthony Dawson.
I told Dario.
In 4th place, from Lake Brantley, Thomas Abrahamson. In 3rd place, from Oviedo, John McCandles. Runner-up from Lake Highland Prep, Marion Nelson. And our champion, at 160 pounds from Haggerty High School, 2023, Ron Peters, Tournament champions, Hampton Harrison. An 11th grader with 17 wins, 4 losses. From Sandalwood High School, Malachi Vista. His opponent, a junior with 10 wins, only 2 losses. Last year's 2022 Ron Peters Tournament champion from Lake Highland Prep, Roman Tracy.
Hands heavy when you're outside.
I hope you don't mind, Luther. I know you're back here, but I wanted to just give a shout out too. I know I gave a shout out to Kathy and Sarah and all the little grandbabies that we have over there, Aiden and Sienna and Luca and Charlie Girl. But I also have my kids are out there as well, and they remember the Tournament of Champions. And they remember my dad going through the battle of cancer that he had, and they would sit with their grandmother, my mom, at the head table. And they look forward to the Tournament of Champions each year, and they knew that Peter's name was on it. And I just want to say I sent a link out. I hope there's a lot of people out there watching this on our YouTube link that you've done such a great job with. But I want to send a shout out to Stephen and David and Tara Peters. They all cherish this tournament and love to see that their grandfather's name is still on it.
Well, and it's not just Ron Peters, it's got the Peters name. So it's in the blood. And I think part of the reason, not only to honor your father, the reason that they liked being here was because they were supporting you and all the effort that you put into it.
I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me and my family. Also wanted to send a shout out to David Peters and Nicole. They announced their engagement for October 29th this coming year.
Hey, congratulations, that's awesome.
So with all the points I just tried to score there, let's get back to wrestling, right?
Yeah. So
I just want to say hi to the family, though.
Yeah.
That's very important. We got a very good, close family, and I just want to say that this tournament is something I will never forget.
So yeah, not only a close family, but we got a close match here. It's only 2-0. We got Lake Highland up on top right now. There was some. That's going to complete the first period. I didn't realize that was creeping up so much. We had someone talking quite a bit whole thing shouting out to everybody in his family, but it's well deserved, Doug. I gotta bust your chops a bit, you know.
You never hear the end of it, I know.
Those wrestlers in the 170-pound weight class, please report to the awards stand. Those 5th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd champion in the 170-pound weight class, please go to the awards stand.
Looks like we got a great match here. Lake Highland Prep does have a 4-0 lead, but both of them seem very capable on their feet. Malachi from Sandalwood, Malachi Mista, he's got 17 wins, so this is could be a pretty good match. Both 11th graders. That's what you call an ankle pick. You can see that was something we did a lot here at Lake Marion High School.
I guess if you can kind of like break it free, then they lose their leverage, and you can kind of get that assertive position there.
Yep. Now, did you see the referee move his arm there a couple times? I'm going to quiz you. Can you tell me what that meant? And he's holding how many fingers?
Sorry, you're breaking up there, Doug. You're breaking up.
So what happened there, Mr. Wrestler, is the Roman Tracy, who's on top, did see the referee's hand moving? If he moves twice, 2 back points. He exposed the back of the bottom wrestler. If he does it 3 times, then he gets 3 points. Your back cannot be outside of the out of bounds line for a pin, though. And we're going to go into the 3rd period. And we got a pretty big difference in score here, 11-0. But again, when you see the referee move his hands like that, that's meaning the referee is letting everyone know that he feels like there's back exposure. And if your back is exposed, especially the chicken wing part of your back, is exposed to the mat for 2 seconds, you get 2 points. If you expose it for more than that, then you get 3 points. Doing too much?
No, not enough. Your fiance is texting me.
I hate when that
I'm not the only one
happens.
who busts your chops.
Is she saying I'm talking too much, huh?
No, she says she's actually enjoying the commentary. She thinks that we work well together, all that good stuff. And you're teaching me quite a bit about wrestling, and that's appreciated.
We're excited. We've got a great family. We just came back from the Christmas break where we spent a lot of time together. Her son came in from Richmond, Virginia, Dan and Megan. And like I said, Jose and Sarah are here now with us. And we were able to bring the entire Peters family and a couple of Kathy's sisters. And we had a great time down in near the Disney area over the break. Back to wrestling. Those are back points, and it looks like we're going to have a major decision now because it's over 15 points, 15-0.
At 182 pounds, Roman Tracy, Lake Highland Prep. Let's give a hand to both wrestlers. They did a great job all weekend. We need the 170-pound place winners to the award stand.
Hey, keep it around close to the boots. Just doing a little bit of this. Down like this.
In
a little bit.
place.
Micro jabs. Doesn't have to be
At
a big
170 pounds from West Orange, Aiden Wright.
more than trigger.
In 4th place from Sandalwood Senior High School, Malik Wilson. In 3rd place from Lake Brantley High School, Jake Jesse. In And our champion at 170 pounds, the 2023 Ron Peters Tournament Champions champion, over Barack, Lake Highland Prep. I think this is the second match with Haggerty, which is one of the better teams here in this tournament, and Lake Highland Prep are matching up again. And I think Haggerty actually won their bout earlier.
They did.
And they're going to go out of bounds and still be in, I think, the neutral position. Got Daniel
that
Williams
was the
with
100 that was the 160-pound class that Haggerty was able to beat Lake Highland at.
Yeah, Lake Mary will see a lot more Haggerty down the road. I don't know if they'll see Lake Highland Prep anymore this year, but we're getting ready to have all the FHSA conference, district, region, and state tournaments coming up now that we're back to school. These guys are in the neutral position again. Daniel Williams is trying to get around the ground, and he does, and he's going to get 2 points for that. So he's going to be up 4-1 as they go out of bounds. Hunter Tate's going to be in the down position. Both look in fantastic shape, don't they?
Yeah, just to keep everyone updated, we're not quite to my official weight class yet. But let me tell you what, I would not want to match up with one of these jokers afterwards. How about you? How about afterwards? We have a 15th round this evening. You and I take off these jackets and get out there, and then you really show me how to go about doing this wrestling stuff.
I don't know if that bar that's in my neck will allow me to do that. But here we go. Daniel's got a tilt. This is what we call a tilt. You can see the reason it's called a tilt. He's putting his, they're going to call it potentially dangerous hold because he had his
kind of arm across the throat. Yep.
And probably cutting off the aorta. I've actually seen wrestlers pass out with that. But they call it a potentially dangerous hold. If it became illegal, you could actually be disqualified.
Correct.
It looks like he might have taken his breath away.
We need the 182-pound place orders to start making a move over to the award stand. We can get the awards.
We have a neutral position as we start the last 20 seconds of the first period.
Good job. Keep doing that. Good job. Come on, Daniel. We're going to get 2.
We've got 9 seconds, and he's going to get 2, and it looks like he's going to get back points as well. At least 2 back points. And he is awarded 2. Daniel Williams gets 2 additional back points, making the score 12 red, 3 green as we move into the second period. And Haggerty is going to let Daniel Williams choose whether up or down or neutral. And Daniel Williams chooses the neutral position. He's been pretty good at that throughout this match. Yeah, he's very quick, and he keeps his toes inbounds as they go out. He's going to get an additional 2 point for a takedown, now making the score 14-3 with 1:41 left in the second period. He allows him to be in a neutral position. Daniel Williams, that is, allows Hunter to take the neutral position, awarding him 1, but confident that he can do well on his feet, as he's been doing throughout this match. Yeah, Daniel is just very quick and very strong. And again, he's going to get another 2 points, making it 16-4 with 1:15 seconds left. And he awards another escape point, making the score now 16-4, and Daniel's in complete control of the match right now. I'll tell you if one thing also that we haven't really said much about that we need to say, the coaches have done a great job. And the one thing that having my background in wrestling and having a collegiate background and so forth, I'm seeing good wrestling. The coaches have done a great job of conditioning these athletes, and I can tell that their quality of wrestling is really good. Daniel's a senior. Hunter's going to be back. He's probably made his first trip to the finals, so this is going to be an experience for him that will help him next year as a senior, even this year as we get closer to conference, district, regional tournaments.
And as you said, likely not facing Lake Highland again because they're not FHSAA.
Exactly. And everybody's going to be glad about that. He might get a pin before it's over here. Nope, but that might be the match.
Ladies and gentlemen, our champion at 195 pounds from Lake Highland Prep, winner by default, Daniel Williams. Major decision. We need the 182-pound place winners to congregate near the award stand. In 5th place, from the Space Coast, Alan Watchman, 5th place. In 4th place, from Lake Brandon High School, Christopher Swanson. In 3rd place, from Haggerty, Connor Gilliam. Runner-up at 182 pounds, Malachi Mista from Sandalwood Senior High School. And our champion at 182 pounds, 2023 Ron Peters Tournament of Champions. champion, Ronan Tracy, Lake Highland Prep. First up, from Hackney High School, a senior with 16 wins, 10 losses, placed in the Clash of the Titans tournament. Senior, Landon Rivas. His opponent, a 10th grader for Lake Highland Prep, 15 wins, 6 losses, is a 2-time state place winner. At 220 pounds, Peyton Kramer.
Okay, so Doug, we have officially reached my weight class.
Maybe we should put a stop on this. I need to get all the nosebleed equipment out.
Well, that's true. But I do want to point out it's a 25 pound spread from the previous weight class to this one. So I'm at the lower end, I guess you could say.
I would like to see you maybe be challenged, and we'll see if you maybe want to go with the big boys after this match. Because I've taken a look at those two, but that was pretty impressive takedown right there, by the way. Peyton Kramer.
Yeah, 2 points right there. Yeah, here. Well, yeah, another 2 points.
He does that pretty tough. You can do that and be penalized if you do that. If you don't bring him down with control. But they're back in the neutral position. Not sure you've seen it or not, but on the middle of the mat there's a green line and a red line, and when you're in the neutral position, that's how they start. You have to have your foot on one of those lines.
Nice job. Nice job. Hold first, pull it down, and throw a 5. Step. Find those legs, move back up. Clear that collar side, clear it. Get him off of there, he's just hanging. see that move?
And we have a winner. From Highland Prep, 220 pounds, Peyton Kramer. 2023 Ron Peters Tournament Champion. We need 195-pound wrestlers. Please report to the award stand. While we have a moment, let's give a round of applause to two groups that really make and support our wrestling community. Let's give a round of applause to our officials. They've done a great job the last two months. Thank you, officials. You've done a great job. I also want to thank the coaches that are here tonight, assistants and head coaches. You guys are doing a great job. The quality of wrestling is absolutely unbelievable here. And we just want to thank you. Thank you for coming to the Ron Peters Tournament of Champions again this year. At 195 pounds in fifth place, from Oviedo, Joseph Gallo. In fourth place, from Lake Howell High School, Jaden Valaguez. In third place, from Sandalwood Senior, Duffy Vista. Runner-up from Haggerty, Hunter Tate. And our champion at 195 pounds from Lake Highland Prep, Daniel Williams. And now for the big boys of the 285-pound weight class. A senior with 9 wins, 2 losses. He was 5th place in the Golden Triangle Wrestling Tournament. From Mount Laurel High School, senior Miguel Suarez. His opponent, 285 pounds, a senior, 19 wins, 0 losses, 2022 district champion, 2022 region champion. He was a champion at the Akoi Mat Classic, and his name is Holly Millis from Kaiwa High School.
Are you, babe? Inside. Very good.
We have a legend in the house, John Hauser, coach of Miller, places one of the best wrestling coaches in the state of Florida.
Good job.
Coaching for the Kaiwa High School.
Let's go, Holly. Work it all day. Back and forth. Big man wrestling, baby. Big man wrestling.
Keep that so I can give out the award.
And a pin on this period remains undefeated. Let's give a round of applause to both wrestlers for the champion, Holly Millis, from Kaiwa High School. Pin at 1 minute and 18 seconds. Okay, we need the 220 20-pound wrestlers that placed, please report to the award stand. Afterwards, this is the whole tournament. Unreal. Awards. And then we will call onto the mat the runner-up team and present their trophy. And then we will give out the team trophy for the champion. We also are doing most outstanding lightweight and most outstanding heavyweight. I'll be giving out the trophy with our teacher of the year many times over, one of the best teachers in the country, and has just recently been awarded the Lake Mary High School Hall of Fame. He's our voice of the Rams, Mr. Luther Davis. He will be helping me. We gave him a red jacket back in October. Very, very proud of him. And this is going to be put out on YouTube, so hope everybody watches it. Okay, 220 pounds at the award stand. In 5th place from Lake Brantley High School, Sean Hernandez. In 4th place from Forest High School, Ellis Lawson. In 3rd place from Winter Park, Liam Glassmeyer. Our runner-up from Haggerty High School at 220 pounds, Landon Rivas. And your champion at 220 pounds, Ron Peters, tournament of champions from Bladen Highland Prep, Peyton Kramer. I want to thank all those parents that drive their students and their kids all over the state. All these wrestling tournaments are not getting out of here until 7, 8 o'clock. They've been in the gym for weekends at a time. Thank you for all you do. And we need the heavyweights to the award stand, please. In 5th place, from Sanderwood Senior High School, Thomas Graham. In 4th place, from Liberty County, Scout Hare. In 3rd place, from Central Sanford High School, Jerome Johnson. In 2nd place, from Mount Dora, Miguel Soares. And your undefeated heavyweight wrestler, 2023 Juan Peters Tournament champions from Wekiva, or the 2nd pick. First place from Wekiva High School, Holly Millas, undefeated. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give out the outstanding lightweight, outstanding heavyweight. I'd like to give a round of applause to Tony Secretary, our wrestling coach here at Lake Mary High School. In his first year, doing great things for us. Did a lot of hard work for this tournament. Thank you so much, Coach. Great job. Okay, we have YouTube, so we've got kind of backs to you, but we've got a television going on in this. All right, our most outstanding lightweight from top school, Aiden Rubno, Forest High School, 120 pounds. Aiden, are you still, Forest High School still here? In the heavyweight, most outstanding is going to go to 160-pounder Camden Harrison from Hagley. Now our team trophies. At 189.5 points from Seminole County's Hagerty High School, coached by Coach Scotty Diaz. Great job, and he's in his 8th year, I believe. Great job, Scotty, as always. If we can get a picture here with everybody, we'll get a picture that we'd like to get you on the TV. And our champion, team champion, 2023 Ron Peters Tournament Champions, great team, one of the best in the country, Lake Highland Prep. 302. 302, great job, guys. Impressive to watch.
Why is he upset?
All right, one more round of applause for a great team. Lake Highland Prep, great job, guys.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a quick post-match tournament debrief as soon as Doug Peters is done catching up with some old friends, and then we'll bid farewell. But it's been, I'll tell you right now myself, it's actually been quite a pleasure watching this Tournament of Champions. As a Lake Mary teacher for so many years, I try to support many of the sports programs, but this really gave me an intimate connection with the opportunity to not only broadcast the sporting event, but also watch the wrestlers here. And it was a lot of fun, and I learned quite a bit about it. But as soon as Doug's here done hobnobbing, we'll do a little post-match debrief with the legend himself, Doug Peters. Here, you're going to use this one here?
Wrong mic. I'm juggling mics here today.
Well, Doug, let me tell you what. I was just telling the crowd at home, and I'll tell you personally, it was an absolute pleasure to be able to host this event with you. And I learned a tremendous amount about the sport of wrestling, not only how physically and mentally challenging it is, but just how much fun it is to watch.
There's a lot of gratification, and like I said, you really got to want to do this type of sport. And once you get involved in it, there's a lot of ups and downs early because you're learning, and maybe you're wrestling against guys that are got a little bit more experience. But you stick it in there, and you work over the summer. You get involved in the wrestling clubs like we have here at Lake Mary, and then you become very good by the time you're a senior. And junior and senior year, it really you can prosper in this sport. But I'm just honored that you would do this with me. It means so much, as you can imagine, with my dad's name on it. So it's the family name, and we appreciate it very much.
Well, and I learned a tremendous amount of the sport, and the enthusiasm was essentially perspiring off of you throughout the entire evening. and it was a lot of fun just to kind of see how excited you got about the sport and the love for it, the terminology, the excitement that when you saw these particular moves going on. And I was like, wow, this is actually something that's really, really, really a neat aspect of high school sports in the state of Florida.
It really is, and it's a family. I think once you wrestle, you respect the people from the other schools that wrestle as well. And these parents, like I said to them, they travel around and take their boys and girls wrestling now. They take them all over the state. They're here, it can be very long, all day Friday, all day Saturday. We're getting out here, it's dark and so forth. So I want to hand it to our parents that really support their kids involved in wrestling. But great sport. Great time. I really am honored that you brought me here.
It's definitely worth noting that we had 14 weight classes this evening, 14 champions. And you've seen on the ticker throughout the evening, I've tried my best to keep that updated, but over the last few moments, those are the final results. And I'm not saying official results, it's my Excel spreadsheet that was running the whole thing. So I'm not going to go throughout and list them all, but we definitely need to mention that. Congratulations to Haggerty, the tournament runner-up as the team champion, and then Lake Highland Prep, who was dominant throughout all of these matches. They didn't win everything, but they won most everything, and a well-deserved team win.
Yeah, they're very well coached and really awesome team, and they've been they're so good they travel throughout the entire country during wrestling season. I must say real quickly, because I gave a shout out to all my family members, I see somebody up there that you might want to recognize, or did you already?
We'll do that in just a moment,
okay.
But you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to steal Tony here. Tony, you got a moment? It's a perfect segue right into you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tony Segretario, the first-year wrestling coach here at Lake Mary High School. I'm not saying that you've never coached before, but let me tell you what, Doug, as part of the namesake of this tournament, his father, throughout the entire evening, he was expressing just how well the tournament was run, how exciting the crowd was, the wrestling, the entire arena was just tremendous, and I just wanted to pass that on to you.
Oh, awesome.
Would you like to say anything to the crowd at home in our last minute thing about the wrestling tournament?
Yeah, I'm just so excited that I had an opportunity to really start to bring this tournament back. I wrestled in it as a young lad. Coach remembers, and seeing what it used to be and what it kind of ultimately became. We wanted to change it. We wanted to bring back the Walk of Champions. We wanted to bring back the pomp and circumstance, the pageantry, to make it exciting again. I grew up in an era where wrestling was exciting. It was an event. It wasn't something that we just did in an afternoon and then everybody goes home. We got a lot of feedback. Some not so good people didn't want to stick around, and they didn't want to stay to have to do the whole song and dance that we did. But at the end of the day, I've had nothing but, compliments. People have come back and said, wow, this was more than what we thought it was going to be. And we're only going to get better year over year. We're super excited about the tournament. We're super excited about, our progress as a team and what we're doing and what we're building on. And like I said, I'm so thankful and so happy that Coach was able to, help kind of be a part of that and help guide me through that. And this is, like I said, this is a tournament with a lot of reverence. One of the oldest and strongest tournaments probably in the state. We've had some hammers through here: South Dade, South Miami, Lake Highland Prep, and to be counted amongst those teams and to go out and compete with those teams is a real it's a blessing. So that's where we're going. We're going to get bigger and better and stronger in the future.
Well, congratulations. We have one final order of business to do, and I think you'll know what that is. We'll get there in about 30 seconds or so. Okay. Just again, congratulations to all the individual champions for the 33rd annual Ron Peters Tournament of Champions. Congratulations to our team runner-up, Haggerty High School, and our overall team champion, Lake Highland Prep. But we also need to send a shout out to 2 students here at Lake Mary High School that have helped out with this entire audio-video production scheme, and will be helping break down all the equipment in just a few moments. That is senior Vincent Lepore.
All right,
congratulations. Thank you, Vincent. And freshman, I was advancing him. I should know, he's actually my son. Freshman Luther Davis IV, but we call him by Dash. Gentlemen, thank you so much. We could not have done this without you.
Very much.
Doug, it was a pleasure. It's always everything we've done here at Lake Mary High School. I think we can always put a stamp of approval on it, and it worked out. Let me give you a quick hug. Yep, that's out on the internet now.
They can talk about it.
Tony, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. And ladies and gentlemen, we're all Rams right here, so we got to end with the official Go